Now I just have to watch to make sure that it's actually going to start streaming. Now I just have to watch to make sure that it's actually going to start streaming. Okay, so it's actually working. Hi, everybody. I feel like I'm going to start doing that little extra wait in the beginning just to make sure that I actually am streaming. And I guess I don't have to be sharing this window now. But I feel like there have been a couple occasions where I start streaming and Twitch doesn't catch it. And then I am stuck without a stream and I have to like look at it 5 minutes in and realize that nothing's actually happening. And then I get sad and so forth. So what I'm doing right now is doing a little bit of graphic design stuff because we've got a little bit of time to kill before we start the stream proper. Hey, Ollie. Sorry, I saw you lurking in the chat and I kind of called you out. That is apparently a big Twitch no-no to not call out lurkers. And I do my best not to do it, but I saw you on there and I was just too excited not to say hello because it's not very often I get people. I appreciate that. I don't often get people showing up before the thing actually starts. 2-hour track challenge. A bit of social media advice. If you want people to actually look at your tweets / Facebooks / whatevers, include an image. So that's what I'm going to do. Look at my messy desktop. Actually, it's not very messy. It's very boring because my desktop background is black because I'm black like my heart. It's just, you know, I get distracted too easily. And once again, Twitch is not broadcasting. Twitch is not broadcasting when I start streaming. Which kind of sucks actually, and it really annoys me. 2-hour track challenge stream starting now. Come hang out. Smiley face emoticon. Going to include this image I just made. Boop. Actually, before I include that image, let me do a little bit more work on it. Photoshop, you're really letting me down here. Thank you. I am honestly not a fan of Photoshop Creative Cloud. Actually, just twitch.tv/Ben_Burns, and I should just go like this so I actually type it correctly. There. Now I'll save that. Save that as 2-hour track challenge. Replace. Sup, Ollie? I'm doing fine. How are you? I can't say that I am super inspired today. I feel like I kind of fell off, or did I get on the wagon? No, you fall off the wagon. You fall off the wagon. I kind of fell off the wagon in April. I guess the big problem was a lot of shit happened, and both work-related, family-related, just in general, it was not great. And hopefully after this weekend, all of the really annoying, tough to deal with stuff will be behind us. Like, it wasn't anything like life-threatening. It's just a lot of stuff happened. So that's kind of why I haven't been doing a ton of streams. I missed a couple Wednesday streams because I was sick. Because I think like one of them was my car was dead and I was just super stressed out because I needed to get that fixed. Another one was I was like going on vacation. It's just like all of this stuff happened in the span of a month. And I had my birthday last week, which was awesome. And I did a stream last week and it was a pretty cool stream. But as I said, it's just a lot of stuff happened. And hopefully that stuff won't happen again anytime soon. Okay, that's all set up. I don't have to think about any of that anymore. And I think we are good to go to get things started over here. I can close Photoshop because why would I keep it open? This is actually the template. Excuse me, this is the template I use when I create my YouTube thumbnails. But I don't want to save the changes because the changes were dumb. And I'm not going to mess with that image anymore. So, now that I am done with that Video Game Music Academy list, I don't really have a particular direction on where to go with new songs. So I am, of course, sorry, I just plugged in my phone and like 7 things booped. I am open to any suggestions. Hi, Levy. It's nice to see you. Open to any suggestions that people might have for this particular stream. Otherwise, I have a thought or two that might go well for today's stream. I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to try to avoid the guitar this time because last time I put a lot of effort into recording some guitar stuff, and I felt like it was very frustrating. So what I need to do is I actually just need to sit down and practice for a little bit, and hopefully, sorry, I need to learn to look at the camera more. I've been like watching the chat and stuff, but I have been getting better at practicing, but it's difficult. But as for looking at the camera, like I watched a video yesterday. I can't remember where exactly it was, but it's like the guy just looked at the camera the whole time. It's like, oh my God, is he even reading a script or what's going on? And it's like maybe if you have the script behind the camera, like if I look right above, maybe that's like, whoa, geez, close enough to understanding where the camera, like you can't tell the difference. But at the same time, it's like looking right at the camera. I actually have little eyes. It says always talk. They're actually super creepy eyes, but I have them around the camera to like, I shouldn't have pulled that off. There we go. To like remind me to always like be talking and stuff. But when I'm not actually looking at the camera, it doesn't work. So I have been getting better. I actually just watched my first How to Use FamiTracker video again, and because some kind person actually commented on it, and I was like all over the place. But I have been getting better, and that makes me happy, especially with the creative exploration videos and just generally talking more in general. At work, I should be doing something with my hands. At work, hey Amy, how you doing? At work yesterday, I ran a meeting, kind of just explaining some people how to run some software, and I totally got into streaming mode. There was a couple times during the meeting where I was like, okay, on the stream today, but I was able to stop myself, but it's just like, I was just totally in streaming mode. It was really weird. But yeah, it's been fun. Just stare at the camera while not talking. It's like, this is actually kind of creeping me out. Yeah, I used to actually, when I was a kid, I used to play piano in the dark because I was always thought it was cool to like touch type a piano, like know generally where the keys are without looking at them. Or at least the relationship between the keys, like jumping down 2 keys. So yeah, I mentioned this a couple minutes ago, but I don't have a particular plan for this episode. And I'm just going to call them episodes because at like 4 months in, this should be at least somewhat official that I'm doing this on a regular basis, you know? However, I have had a word stuck in my head today, and I love words. Words are super cool, especially weird words that you don't hear very often. And the word that I heard that got stuck in my head was torpor, or torpor. And it means, like, slowness. It means languid, of course. No, it just means, like, slow. I'm actually looking it up to make sure. Yeah, so torpor. And you can get into a torporial state, which just means you're tired and moving slowly. And for some reason, that word has been like stuck in my head today, and I might try to make a song reflecting that, but I'm not really sure what I could do. So, also torporial state is a pretty cool word. But it's 4 o'clock, at least in this part of the planet. It is 4 o'clock. So I'm going to get things set up here and then figure stuff out as I go, which is generally how things go. Neighbor stopped mowing, which is a nice plus. The mayor, my neighbor mows every day. Anyway, I'm going to stop stalling and just start this countdown. Okay. Rearrange my windows a little bit so I can see where I am. And we can get started. Delete the piano. So, like I said, I'm going to try to avoid playing guitar in this one, at least until I need something just a little bit more of a fill rather than a lead, because I do not want... Oops. I don't want to... I think it's really frustrating when I struggle, and maybe that's just me, and you don't really care whether or not I am struggling on something, but it bothers the hell out of me. So I'm thinking with torpor or torporial, it's something kind of not necessarily. I'm not really sure the word I'm looking for. It seems quiet to me. Is that quiet on the stream? No, that's okay on the stream. I'm thinking about creating something that's like not necessarily lullaby-ish or anything like that, but something that's definitely a little bit more slower paced. And maybe based more around like down-tempo chill stuff. And I've been doing a lot of like more jazzy things, even though the tempo's been around 100. I'm kind of interested in just doing something a little bit more chill this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the tempo to 85. I am going to keep it at 4/4 time for the moment, but that might change because I found that when I'm doing these streams, doing something kind of in a weird time signature. Kind of a fan of that, actually. I love sine waves. So what I'm doing with this sine wave is I have a very strong attack with the volume, and then the volume goes down very quickly, which really helps give it like you get the tone and the volume, and then it just gets the hell out of the way for whatever else is coming in. And I'm not sure if I'm sold on Valhalla Room. I might try Valhalla Shimmer for this one because it'll give a lot more motion. The thing that sucks about sine waves is that they're very static. Like they don't have any interaction. It's just one tone. So that's pretty cool. What if I brought them both together? God, that fade out is so cool. Also, I apologize if there is background noise. Let me know if it's too much. I have the windows open because it's a really nice day out, but I understand that there's background noise because I live... Oops. I live like a block away from the highway, which is super cool if you like never having peace and quiet. So what's the tempo sound like? Okay, thank you, Ollie. That's good to know. It might be only if you're on headphones or something and you have the volume turned up way high. Thankfully, these are nice microphones. I got a Shure microphone from my wife for Christmas, I think, and they're awesome, and I love them. So, doom, 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 doom. Oh yeah, this is way slow, way slow tempo. Being able to talk isn't really necessary when you're a streamer. Just, don't worry about it. Where is it? Oh, well, I'm putting it in the wrong thing. Yeah, you can take that one out of context. Nope. So I'm adding these manually because I feel like I want to This is actually too slow for me. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. That would help if it looped, wouldn't it? Oops, sorry for hitting the mic. That was probably very loud, and I apologize. Okay, so it's a good start. I feel like it's missing low end, which I can work in. Oh, put signal fed back into the reverb. Yeah. So you can... Problem with bringing that up is that it also lasts forever. You can do such cool stuff with this. Shift, mix, modulation, depth. The thing I'm missing is like the early reflection, because there's like that delay before it comes in, and I want to... Chorusing rate, that's good. High cut. Low cut. Size, like the relative room size, but that doesn't really help. And this is the thing, like, you need to sit down and read the manual for a lot of this stuff, you know? Initial echo density. Interesting. Okay. Well, I kind of like that. I'm just kind of tweaking these a little bit more to see if I can find something. But I think that's good overall. Okay. The other thing you can do, or we can do with this, is we can set up a group and we can create like a more tonal like a transient for this. Just something that like blips in real quick and then kind of gets out of the way. And I think that might be kind of cool to work with. Yeah, I think that helps. And also, since I have that like sharp note now, I can put an echo on it. It's subtle. But I like it. Yeah, I think that adds a lot more depth. Because right now, we're kind of like crafting the background for this. And my mouse cord keeps getting caught on stuff. That's really starting to drive me nuts. I keep hitting my microphone. I got a new microphone stand for my birthday from my lovely wife. And I'm still getting used to it. It's really nice because it's not this like... it's not like this big tripod arm that comes down in my face. It like attaches to my desk, which is super cool. But it takes a little while to get used to. So, yeah, I'm getting used to it. Mostly by hitting myself with it, which is great. So, I have a basic... crap on my desk. I have a basic melodic pattern here, and I should start working on some kind of rhythmic pattern. And wouldn't you know it, but I actually just finished recording a bunch of random samples from my basement because I'm working on some sound design stuff for another friend as a commission project. So there's a lot of... It's actually loading a Nintendo cartridge. It's actually a pretty cool sound. See, I kind of like this. So we can start creating like this extra layer of textures on top of this. And I don't want this whole thing. I just want like this. And bring down the volume and give it a little bit of delay, especially on the high end. And we'll see how that sounds. So it's a little loud. Yeah, so just like bringing in a couple weird samples that I have. This is another good one that I can use. And I don't want them to start at the same time because then it starts to like create a pattern. And the nice thing is that the sine wave or the melodic part will kind of cover that's too loud too. But it sounds cool. Because you can't like tell if it's reversed or anything like that. It's just kind of this weird. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create a drum rack and see if I can make a simple set of instruments. Like this would make a good snappy snare. Oh, that's a lot of S's. Thump. Yeah. None of these are really bassy enough. This might work. Why not? Did I mess up my drum rack? I did mess up my drum rack. Good job, Ben. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's just all about... Yeah, perfectly, just like that. So with these, I probably want to layer like a more traditional kick sound, just because these are very abstract. So I'm just gonna go to drum kits. Actually, drum machines would probably work better in this case, and just find like a basic kick sound that I can kind of layer with it. It doesn't have to be anything major. Interesting. I'm using my my touch pads on my piano to trigger the sounds because it's a lot easier than moving my mouse down there every time I wanted to do it. And honestly, this snap, this will work fine because we can take a compressor, we can take some reverb, and we can take an EQ8 probably before the compressor. Yeah, see? It's working out already. Just bring the volume up. And then bring the volume down, because damn. And we got a pretty good sound there. Actually, don't bring it down that much. Cool. So I'm gonna just do... Actually, I want to do something a little different. So let's do this. But we can try to treat this as like a different key signature. And maybe that would be kind of weird and interesting. Or maybe it will fail completely. So this is like kind of quasi 3/4 layered over or under a 4/4. Two, three, four, five, 1, 2. Yeah, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's I actually really like that. That's actually super cool. As for how those sound, I don't really flippin' know at this point. I'll probably change them. Drum kits, some basic hats. Actually, let's go back to my recording and see if I can find just a metallic tick. Yeah. That should be perfect, actually. So I'll just, I'm using these to accentuate the feeling of that 6/8 time. I need one more sound. Like, where's the... There's like a metal ding sound somewhere. Nope. Yeah. So this metal toss sound is... I had like some... Like a little thing of chains or something. I was just tossing it up and down. But it'll make a nice facsimile of like a triangle. Oops, wrong one. Well, that's weird. Not sure why it... both those notes trigger the same thing, and this one skipped, but whatever. So it's a little quiet. You can bring that up. And more importantly, we can drop a little bit more reverb on there. And that should be something pretty cool. Let's put it on the right one, though. It kind of feels like this weird mechanism running in the background, you know? There we go. There was like some cutting of the volume on the top end for the reverb. I got rid of that. That helped a lot. Okay, so what do I feel about... Nope, this needs to be here. So, this kick seems to have a lot of the problems right now. So I'm going to try to work with that a little bit more. So it's a one shot, kind of fade it in and fade it out. That's too long. So I actually like that. It gives it some just weird crackly sound, but it's too much. So if I cut out to the top and just lower the volume. That actually works really well. So this sampler is one of the new things for Ableton 9.5. I'm still not completely comfortable using it, so transposition is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay, so this is something. Oops, Ableton projects. 2-hour tracks. 2016, 04, not 0400. No, wait, it's not 04, it's 05. Oh my god. This year is going by so fast. So, what did I say? Languid? No, I said torpor. I want to make sure that that's actually how you spell it before I like upload this to SoundCloud. Nope, that's not a word. Never mind. A lot of people think that it's a word, but according to Google, it is not. So I'll just go with torpor. A state of physical or mental inactivity, lethargy. Oh man, does it show the etymology? No, it doesn't. Bastards. I like the etymology of words. It kind of does. The origin is Latin for torpere, to be numb or sluggish, and then late Middle English moved it to torpor. It's not really used much anymore. The 1800s seem to have been the heyday for it, and it has been declining ever since, except for a very slight bump in 2010. Google, you are scary and weird sometimes. So generally I like how this drum sounds, but overall the volumes are a little messed up. So I'm going to try to fix that a little bit. And I think the main problem is just the... That helps. See, you can just take random junk in your basement and turn it into a pretty neat drum loop. I made a lot of weird noises downstairs. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to expand this out from a 4-bar loop into an 8-bar loop, and then from an 8-bar loop I want to expand it to a 16-bar loop. And as is traditional, as is traditional for what I do with these is I take this and I duplicate it, and then I find some ways to mess around with how it plays. So I'm actually going to join these and join these. So that's one thing I can do. And then that should line up with that, yeah, with the offbeat. So this kind of lines up with the weird tempo of the drums for a moment, and then it'll... I don't know if offsetting it by just a little bit. Yeah. Actually, that works pretty well. I kind of want to keep this metal toss in the same spot in every loop, just for a little bit of consistency. I don't expect to be moving things around a ton. But keeping a little bit of consistency helps ground the listener in various ways. Okay. And adding these extra little flourishes, I think helps a bit. Let me just go like this. random idea. Have a little bit of a break. Whoops. Time signature 4-4. Why not? So what I'm going to do is now I have first loop, and I'll work on a second loop. And in this second loop here, I'll add another element, and I have a feeling that some kind of arpeggiation would be good. Not anything like super bonkers crazy, but I have a feeling that something with a lot of tail on it couldn't hurt. I like the idea of... Oops. What note am I trying to hit? There it is. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? I don't think I've asked that. And I should. As a content creator slash person that's hosting an event, I should be somewhat sociable. Tell me my iPad mini is on the kitchen table. I need to find my wife's iPad mini because she thinks she lost hers, and that would be a bad thing, so I'll be back in a second. But please tell me how your day is, because I'd like to hear it. I don't know where it is. Well, warm is pretty good, Amy, isn't it? Actually, I am unfortunately going to pause the stream for a second because I need to figure this out. If my wife lost her iPad, that's actually super bad because we have an art show this weekend and we need the iPad for that. So I will be back in just a moment. I apologize for all this. It's going to be fun chopping this up in YouTube. Yeah, so I'm going to try to find this real quick. I'll be back in a second. If somebody new comes in, just make sure to rope them in, and so forth. I'll be back. Okay. Stayed indoors. I like your style. That's what I do every day. So yeah, I found it. It was hidden under all the stuff on the table. The problem is that since we have a show, or she has a show coming up this weekend, every flat surface is covered in either yarn or beads or jewelry or something. Which is fine, because it needs to get organized somehow. But at the same time, it's difficult to find things if they get buried under something else. So yeah, start. Where was I? I apologize for that, by the way. I understand that that kind of stuff happens. But I try to avoid it if possible. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Ollie. I can't remember, did I play your game? I know I played a couple people's games, and they were all really good. But I would love to play yours if I haven't yet. Oh wait, no, I think I did. Yours was the cookie making game, right? That one was pretty cool. I had fun with it. It was very hard. Everybody's game was very hard. Why can't people just make easy games for me to play? Like Dark Souls. I totally played Dark Souls last week for the first time, and I only died a couple times, and I beat a bunch of dudes, so that game's like easy mode. Ali, I think you sent yours to me. What I'm going to do with this kick, I really like this kind of grainy sound, but I don't like how it's very consistent in its sound. And I'm wondering if I can set up an LFO, or a low frequency operator? Oscillator. Thank you, brain. So basically set something... Skinmancer. It has no cookies. What the hell game did I play? Basically set something to modulate the volume up and down. And what is the offset filter? LFO. There it is. I honestly can't tell if that's making a difference. Solo. Oops, I ran out of... So let's just do this. I don't feel like it's making much of a difference at all. It's on, right? Yeah, it's on. Maybe it was just going too slowly. Or maybe it's re-triggered. Oh, okay. If it's re-triggered, that means that the LFO starts over every time the note's triggered. Much better. Okay. Problem solved. Disaster averted. Yeah, the Skinmancer. It has no cookies. That should be the tagline. It has no cookies. I feel like for some reason. Thank you. I I'm kind of enjoying it too. Kind of what I'm thinking, the direction, and this is a little inside baseball, to kind of my general idea of what I want to do in the future. Is I kind of want to start making these songs specifically for like games and podcasts and stuff like that. And I'm actually setting up a Patreon to do that. So people would be receiving these songs as like oh yeah, Levy, your game is so hard. It's like it seems so easy in concept, but once you start playing it, it just breaks your brain. But like being able to, when you use effect channels, and when do you affect chains in the instrument channel itself? It really varies, honestly, Ollie. Like in this case with the kick, I have an EQ on here for just particular instruments, or just this one really. But I have a compressor at the end, and my goal here is to with the compressor, and really this should be a glue compressor because those generally make things sound. What I'm doing is I have all these disparate instruments, and Levy, it's not confusing. I mean, I think that that's part of the gameplay. But I have all these disparate instruments, and the glue compressor kind of gives them the same volume general idea. Not an idea, but it has the same volume envelope. And that really helps make it feel like it came from the same set, which helps a lot. As for using this return track down here, I'm doing that because I want this effect to permeate a lot of the different instruments and just kind of create a general background sound. So all of the instruments right now are being pushed out in various degrees to the reverb channel. And in this case, I have the sine wave just going through purely, and I have the little pluck for the sine wave. Excuse me, I have that little pluck go through a couple effects to accentuate the pluck. It has like that ping pong reverb on it. And that's okay, Levy. It's okay to like reevaluate your ideas if somebody gives you a review, but as long as you're still happy with the product when you're done, and you're not just changing the review because you want to make people happy. Don't do that. Change the review because you appreciate. Some people thought it was too easy. Those people are liars. So what I'm doing right now is I have the basic sound. And really, if I wanted to be cheeky. Yeah, those people are liars, Levy. That's what's going on there. So, beat 3.5. So we're in some weird ass chord. I'm guessing it's A minor, but we'll give it a try. I like that better. Just trying to like fill out the actual chord. A little bit more. Well, I really do enjoy this monitor, just for how much real estate it gives me, especially working in Ableton, because Ableton takes up so much damn space. I mean, if I wanted to go crazy with this, I could go into the options and change the, there's like a zoom feature somewhere. Yeah, this is at 140. Like, at native resolution, I could do this, but then nobody could read what I'm doing. But I would have so much space. Look at how much space I'd have. But I keep it here because then it's at least somewhat legible. It's also the problem using a 4K monitor. It's also the problem where when I load up some effects, they just look like crap because they're super tiny. Because the scaling... So I posted my link. I don't know what that means, sweetie. Oh, okay. So listening to these bells by themselves, the new record from Radiohead. So I'm just listening to this little clip. I'm not a big fan of... There's something wrong with it. And I'll figure out what's wrong. Oh, okay. I think that's a little better. It's very nitpicky, but I think it's necessary in this case. I gotta bring that volume down now, but it helps. But yeah, what I was saying is the 4K monitors are great, and I honestly wish I had another one for my my secondary monitor, because like right now, like it's all cluttered up, like everything's mushed into this window. So I have my email open to make sure if somebody like follows or subscribes or something that I can catch it. And stuff. So when it comes to the analog that I have set up here, I like it, but I don't love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to like muddy it up a little bit. And what I might do, and this is kind of weird, is take the output from the reverb and use that as a carrier. Might not work. It sounds like some crazy ass whispers. I can't really like show it individually because it relies on the rest of this so much. I don't know why it's so quiet. Unity is amazing in 4K. There's no problems with it. Writing code is just fine as well. Mostly because Windows is reasonably smart at scaling stuff up. Like if you go into display settings, I thought there was just a way to change the percentage. Advanced display settings? I can't remember where it is now. But there is like a percentage. Like, do you want to zoom this up to a certain notification, apps and features? I can't friggin' remember. I'm not going to take too much time looking at it. But there is a way to do it. It bothers me that I can't remember it. Whatever. Yeah, there is a way to do scaling for all the programs, and then I actually set. Oh, well then I'm blind. Then I set Ableton to load without those scaling properties. So it starts at 100%, and then I scaled Ableton up manually because otherwise what you're doing is you're loading Ableton at 150%, and then you're scaling it down to 100%, and it just looks like a pixelated mess. I'm not sure why. I'm just getting noise. It shouldn't just be noise. Maybe that the depth is the problem. So I just need to raise the volume now? I don't really think that that's doing anything. Maybe. I always get vocoders backwards. Maybe I have to put it here and link it to the analog. Yeah. Nah. It's a cute idea, but it's not really what I want. What I'll do instead is I'll just, oh, neighbors are smoking again. That's nice. I honestly don't mind the smell of cigarette smoke too much, but sometimes it's just kind of annoying. Oh, that's loud. So I'm kind of thinking what else to add to this, because I feel like I should add 2 elements here because it's going so slow, and the pacing isn't really a bad thing, but at the same time I kind of want to make sure that this thing keeps moving forward in, you know, a somewhat normal pace. So having a little bit more chords just kind of sitting there might help. Just even if they're like super in the background, It gives it a little bit more consistency, which I kind of like, and it makes it feel a little bit more melancholy. I think I lowered the volume too much because now I can barely hear it. Let's try again. So this is what I'm saying about it being so small. Like, I'm sure this is mostly illegible on the stream, like all this stuff. And that's kind of the problem that I have with this, is that it's not scaled up properly with the rest of it. And that's more of the issue, I think, to be taken up with the VST creator rather than the people that make Ableton. But, you know. Somebody's got to complain about something, or else we won't be on the internet. I really like the idea of sticking with this chord, but I feel like it's just too awkward. Let me fix that first so I can keep it going. Keep the magic. That's friggin' perfect. That turned out pretty reasonable. I'm just messing with the timing right now because I like having some blank spaces, especially in this first part here. Yeah. It's... I don't know. I feel that works really well. I'm just kind of messing with... Oh, that makes it so warm. Listen to this without the amplifier. And with the amp. Oh my god. I seriously got chills, and I don't know if that's from the window or what. So now we have this kind of slow introduction, and then this very brief break. Yeah, you're kind of right. So, what's happening here is there's a little bit of a discord between this lead-in note and what's going on down here. So I'm actually going to move it over. Yeah, I like where it's going too, Ollie. Thank you. What I'm going to do right here with this, the metal ting, I'm going to put an auto pan on it so it is a lot more it moves around a lot more in the ear. And giving everything kind of that space helps a ton, and I'm really bad at it. The cheap way to do it is just to dump an auto pan on everything. And that doesn't always work. But in this case it does. Just doing some minor things. As I'm listening to this, I can hear like gaps where I wish something was. So and this section right here where the keys come in, it might be later on, but honestly, Ollie, you can. And actually, I have done that in the past in a couple different ways. There's a couple different ways to apply that, and I would love to show you, but that would take a little bit of time. So actually, what the hell? I have like an hour left. I don't care. So what you can do? There's a couple ways to do this. You can put like an auto filter on. Actually, not an auto filter. You probably want like an EQ8. And generally with tapes, you don't have the bass. The mids are usually up to make it a little bit warm, like the low mids. You have a gap. I'm just kind of highballing. I'm just kind of. Oh, don't worry about it. I don't care. And then, yeah, you can do something really basic like a frequency shifter. And just set like an LFO to it. Nice. So you can do something like that, which is cool. But there's something that I did, and if you really want to stick around, Ollie, after this stream, I'll show you a couple things that I did with some other songs, and I'd be happy to show you because it's really cool. There's one thing that I did where I actually tied the volume to one thing to like the pitch bend, like it dips down in pitch when it hits like things, so it's like. It's giving the effect of like hitting dust and crap on the tape, and it's like slowing down the mechanism. It was a really cool effect, and I would be happy to show you after the stream if you're interested. As for this, I like the idea of a tape effect, and I know that there are a couple plugins out there that just like do it for you. And I think I might have one. That's a tape stop. That's not it. So I don't have one. I might have used to, but those might have been less than legitimately acquired, and when I went fully legit, I got rid of them because I don't want to pirate stuff. Yeah, Ollie, remind me afterwards if I forget, but I don't think I'll forget because it's fun to talk about this stuff. So now I'm listening to this, trying to think of what we can do to give it a little bit more motion. And I know that the name is Torpor, and it's supposed to be kind of chill, but I think yep, I legitimately just did that over there, so that's not going to work. Somebody's mowing. If that is bothering you, or if you can hear that in the background, please let me know. Because I don't want to be annoying. Why did this not play? Oh, it was just so part of everything else. Okay, so I'm not a fan of how this sounds. It just doesn't sound, I'm actually going to switch to an operator. So it's going to go back to a sine wave for a little while. Honestly, sine waves are the coolest waves. You can take that to the bank. I don't know what that means. I think I just hit my 250th subscriber on YouTube. Nope, 249. I'm one subscriber away from hitting 250, and I have no idea what I'm going to do for a 250 subscriber special. It actually is kind of stressing me out a little bit. I might do a studio tour, which is basically me just taking a camera and going like, that's it. But some people might find that interesting. So bringing this back to a sine wave made it so much better for me. I am going to give it a little bit more sparkle using FM synth. Come on, there we go. And I cannot say that I'm the best at FM synthesis, but it's so cool. Saw wave are the coolest waves. I don't know. We might have to fight about it in IRL. It's good to see ya, Barzel. I do like saw waves. Actually, I love super saws. They're so cool. But in this case, technically, Ollie, yes. Saw waves are just a lot of little sine waves. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to refill my water, and then I'm going to figure out the arrangement for this because I want this to grow a little bit more, but I also want to evolve the drums a little bit more too. And I like the feeling that the drums are kind of like in 3/4 time, and the rest of the song is in 4/4, and I want to keep that going. But I'm going to just stand up, walk around for a second, and I'll be back in like probably 45 seconds because usually these breaks don't take terribly long. So I'll just start the song from the beginning, and I'll be back in a second. opportunity to grab a hoodie because now that the sun's not hitting this side of the house, it's getting kind of cold. Okay. Well, the other reason why I take those breaks is it reminds me to actually send a link out on Twitter again to make sure that people are watching, making a cool, chill track today. Got an hour left. Join in the fun and so forth. I really hate that Twitch does not update this message right here, and it's like from a friggin' month ago, and of course it was the message saying that I'm sick. It's like, oh god. I should really see if that's like what it looks like on all browsers. I know I'm pissing away a little bit of time here, but I'm actually genuinely curious about this. Yep. Thanks, Twitter. You're the best. Okay, so I'm trying to think about what I can do for this song now. And of course, anybody who has ideas or suggestions, I am more than happy to entertain them and see if they work in the context of this song. So, don't be shy. I'm thinking like another break here. Maybe not. Oops. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think of what would work to kind of grow this song in various ways. I can add a couple more layers of ambience, which I kind of want to do. So the basement noises thing that I recorded, they're all very short. And maybe that can work in my favor if I like stretch the hell out of them. There was some dragging sounds that I really liked. Yeah, Ollie, that's a really good idea. I can see like starting to bring in more traditional sounds, like an actual snare hit, kind of on top of the little click that we have for like the clap sound. What if I think I have a metal scrape sound. Yeah, that's actually the curtain rod up there. Super saw pad. Hey. Super saw pad might work too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mess. It's fun to make a mess. So what this basically is, it's just a big mess, and that's okay. This is like the stupidest riser in the world. So it might sound dumb now, but check this out. Let us take a resonator, set that to A2, and set it to 7 and 12, so we get a nice fifth octave. Set the dry wet to about 67%. Getting there. We'll dump this to the reverb chain. We will add a little bit of a phaser just to give it a more motion. And then probably give it some of our own reverb on this. We made a pad. And it's really slow. I like how it comes in so slowly. With this, I do want to cut out the lows. Probably a little bit of the highs. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to loop this because I've been listening to it too long to not have to loop it at least once. And I'll have this fade out over time too. But I'm going to make changes in here. I'm not going to just leave it as it is. Happens every time, though. I eat like 5 hours ago. And I start burping when I start talking. It's getting there. Like, this is starting to turn into a melody, which I absolutely love. And you know what? Maybe it'll be backed by a supersaw. Let's try it. Why not? So I'm going to do Ben's patented janky supersaw. It's very simple to do. Do some detuning, do some more detuning, add some more voices, make sure we're not clipping the voices too much, cut down the high frequencies, add some resonation. Yay! And that's pretty much it. Doesn't sound very good right now, though. I think that's mostly due to the volume and the resonance. I think I had that up a little. It's getting there. You got to give me a second. You can't just build this stuff from scratch, you know. Well, technically you can. What am I doing? Yeah, maybe here. Okay, so that sounds boring, but then you do stuff like this. And I could have done this stuff while I played it, but I'm actually going to do it here to... little bit of noodling around with this, but I think it's worth it. So I can leave this as long as I want, and then I can just start pitching it down, and it'll give the impression that it goes all the way down, but it really doesn't, and that's what makes it so cool. So we're down. That's a good idea, and I will probably do that. I'm just trying to get the notes down first. Yeah, because I want to get the notes down before I start messing with the too hardcore with the automation. But I like the idea, especially messing with filter cutoffs when you have such a long reverb chain. It's generally pretty awesome. What I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to automate the volume. Because I want this to stay forever, but it has to also die out. So the pattern on this seems weird, and I have a feeling it's because this needs to start getting some offbeats in here. Okay. Do. Yeah, I think it has to be like this. Oops. Sorry, I have like this. I have what I want to hear in my head. And for some reason, it's not getting translated into the real world properly. Okay, I think that's right. Oh yeah, it'd be helpful if I actually looped it. Not what I want to hear. Do. And then like that. I like the offbeats. I want to keep the offbeats. But now I feel like it's Barsley, you're my 250th subscriber on YouTube. I really appreciate that, man. Or lady. I don't want to judge. I don't know. This is the internet. But seriously, I really appreciate the follow on there. Means a lot to me. And 250 is not a small number, you know? it's a relatively large number considering. I mean, not considering the population of the planet as a whole, but, you know, it's still something. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Okay, I think I figured out the pattern, the rhythm that I wanted. Not yet. Something just sounds off, and I'm not sure what it is. I have a feeling it's I'm playing with like 3 different elements here. I think that should help. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that over. And now I can start working on automation a little bit more. I know I'm whittling down my time on that. You know, the weird thing about all the comments that I get on YouTube, and I'm not trying to be like egotistical or anything, it's like everybody's saying, why don't you have more subscriptions? And it's like, well, I can only do so much marketing. So it's like when I say, you know, you should go out and tell your friends about this channel, I'm not just, you know, saying that. I'm saying that because my marketing team is me. And that's kind of a depressing concept if you think about it. And I'm not trying to like guilt or goad people into like doing the whole, oh, you need to talk to or follow this guy because he's the tits. You just need to, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay, so I also have another problem right here where this volume is coming in, and it shouldn't be doing that. It should be, what is it, -18? Yeah, okay. The other thing I can do, and I think that it will actually help a ton, is add a little vibrato. Why is that not starting? That's way too much. A little bit of vibrato, and this is kind of what I learned from working with Famitracker so much. It goes a long way. And this time, it's going to be up here. Because changing those rhythms makes things interesting. I realized that. Like, I realized that when I was eating pizza. It's like the first half of the pizza, the slice that you have, it's so good, and it seems to like last forever, and then like it's gone, and you don't know what happened to the rest of the pizza. And it's like your brain gets used to the like the flavor or the novelty of it. And then it just shuts off, and then you don't get to enjoy the rest of it, you know? This is not... It kind of relates to music tangentially, where it's just like if you keep changing things rather than working in a specific loop, it keeps the brain interested, and it stops being background music as much as it starts being like listening music. So let's see what happens now that I added a bit of vibrato. Doesn't have to be much. Also, I just like pizza in general. Super saws, man. Okay, so one thing I love doing with leads, especially leads in slower songs, is setting a delay up and setting it to 6 rather than 3, which is the standard 6/8 notes or 6/16 notes. And when I start doing the cutoff, and really, can I do the cutoff? It's not signed up to anything over there. Damn it. I have all my knobs, and it's like it would have been nice to just use the knobs to automate it rather than using the mouse, but what are you going to do? Perfect. This is melancholy as hell, man. I love it. Yeah. I guess I should save it. I don't think I've saved it in like an hour. So the nice thing about doing these challenges, and one thing that I really love about them, is that they're like condensed songs. Like I could probably take this and stretch it out to 5 minutes if I really wanted to, but at the same time, I kind of like the idea of keeping it around 2 minutes, just because it's just like this little microcosm. It's like a vignette. You're getting just a little glimpse of this rather than like an exhaustive Tolkien-esque description of everything. You're just getting like this little pinhole camera view of some scene in a movie or something. I don't know. I'm getting super meta today. Talking about pizza and shit. I also try not to swear on my streams, but apparently that's just gone right out the window. So I have the lead doubled up here. And I think that helps. Except it's really loud. So there we go. Okay. What the hell? Let's look at this from a different angle. Like, let's look at it from the perspective of arrangement now. Since we have 25 minutes left, we should try to figure out how the rest of the song will go. I like the idea of keeping this fairly the same pattern, but at the same time, I kind of want another break like I did at the beginning. So what I'm thinking about doing is doing 2 more of these, doing this little 2-bar or 2-beat break here. Oops, wrong one. 2-4. 4-4. And then just kind of doing a breakdown / lead out. And the reason why I like this is because I can do kind of like a riser or like a big swell up into something, and then it just goes back down to where it was. And considering this theme is so melancholy as it is, I feel like that would be pretty appropriate. So that's what I'm going to do. So right now I'm just blocking out the rest of the song. And this will probably just end up in a fade out, which I usually think of fade outs as kind of a cop out, because, you know, you're not really, you're not putting a pin in the end of the song. You're not creating closure, I guess. And that's kind of why I like fading it out in this case, is because there is no closure in the same way. There's just a continuation of this feeling, this torpor, this feeling of slowness. And yeah, I like it. So what I'm doing is I'm just bringing over various elements, and if I can finish the general arrangement, then I can start working on adding some details, and I think the details will help. So what I'm going to do here is just going to do a straight fade out, which might be lazy. Yeah. Cool. So now what I want to do is I want to add the extra drums that I think Ollie mentioned that. Thicken up the percussion. So I'll bring in some extra drums here to like raise whatever tension we have. And then this 2-bar is basically just going to be empty. While everything fades away. And then it just kind of reverts to this. It's kind of depressing sounding when I talk about it like that. And really, I don't want any interesting things happening here. It kind of feels like an experience in depression. And having experienced depression in the past, it's just like you have this like feeling where things are getting better and better, and then it's just like this little break, and then oh no, things are just normal again. And normal is in like everything's shitty. Oh, it's fun to talk about that. The other thing I can do, since we are working on kind of creating a bit of a build, is to open up the filter on this. So it'll get slightly more aggressive as time goes on. Not by a lot, but enough to probably get noticed a little bit. And I'll do the same thing with a saturator here. And Yeah, it gives it that, like, that really harsh edge. And yeah, so I'm just basically gonna bring that up over time. Whoa, okay, yeah. Gotta get rid of the pitch bends first. Okay, let's just do it this way. I kind of lost my train of thought halfway through there. So, I'm gonna get rid of this, which I thought. Yeah, I going with the whole feeling of this, the fact that this like gets up to this high note where you feel like it's gonna go somewhere and it just dies. And I'm not like intentionally trying to make this depressing, but it's kind of come out that way. I'm sorry to hear that, Ollie. But I think this is a super cool song. Like, well, that's why the volume dipped out like that without me doing anything. Because it was already automated in there. Past Ben is so considerate sometimes. Yeah. So I'm not saying this is done. There's definitely still some work to be done here. Especially with the drums, because I said I'd do the drums. Doing a little bit of mixing. Okay, why are you stuck on? There we go. I don't know if I need this first bit here. I kind of like that it just starts with the drums. So I need to find a good drum sound that I can beat the hell out of. That chord, man. This chord, by the way. I like this chord. It's basically a minor ninth, except it's spread out over 2 octaves. Let's use the right instrument. So it's A, then B, C. So you have that discord, which is awesome, and then you have the 5th. So cool. I had a thought for something and I can't remember what it was. I almost want to mess with it a little bit more, and rather than make this 2 beats, make it 3 beats. Just be like, guess what? I do what I want. I do what I want. Time signature 3, 4 time. Let's see how that sounds. I like it. I like that so much. That's so cool. Okay, so I have 14 minutes left. I have to kind of have to get the rest of this going. So I'm looking for like a field recording to come in, and I use Rain so much, but I love it so much too. Yeah, let's find a good indoor Rain.
This is a recording of indoor Rain, hopefully.
And then I move outside. Or maybe I just dropped it on my head. I can't remember what happened there. Yeah, I feel like it would be appropriate to bring this in. Whoops, that's not the button that I wanted to push. Let's listen to... Let's just have a 17-minute field recording of Rain at the end of this, just to bring the point home. So... yeah. We'll just have it like here, and then just like softly come in near the end. And as always with field recordings, you want to really chop off the low end because most of it's just rumble. You find that sweet spot where it doesn't feel like you're cutting anything out. Okay, so I need to find that snare. Um, and in this case, since it's just going to be one sample, and I'm going to be manipulating it through automation, I'm going to just use a sound sound track, an audio track rather than a MIDI track. So I need to find a snare. Drum kits, basement drum kits. I think this has a couple good snares in it. Actually, this one will work good. It'll work well. Grammar is important. Excuse me. So. I think this will work anyway. So right now, I'm just I'm copying it over to all the things, and I think that it's pretty uniform. So I'm just kind of doing this the quick and dirty way, and then I'll mess with it from there. Because I am running out of time. I gotta kind of get out of denial for that. So. Okay, so we have the instrument in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually set a utility down here so it starts quiet and gets loud, because I don't want to manually. I saw I saw movement in my capture window, and that was the curtains going bonkers back there with the wind. So this goes up to 0, not 10 dB. I don't want to blast anybody's speakers out. And so I'll have these fade in, which is good. I also am going to have a saturator that's actually going to go super hard. Actually, I think it's more of an overdrive than a saturator. Oops. That's a weird sound. So the nice thing about this is, so what's a good way to get just janky ass noise in there? Maybe adding another overdrive afterwards. Yeah. And bring all this together in the end. And just to make sure the volume's somewhat even, I'm going to compress it. And then ping pong delay. Way lower feedback, but you get the idea. So now all we have to do is just bring in the dry wets for all of these at various speeds also. And timings. That one stays. This one kind of stays too. This one probably goes from like 70% from 30. So let's see how that sounds. I don't know. That might be asking too much. Maybe I should just do a snare. Okay, let's take a different approach to this. What if I turn all of this off? Yeah, maybe it's just that. Yeah, I was just getting too cute with this stuff, and honestly, it's not worth it, because... Well, maybe this is. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna lower or raise that up. And there are gonna be some, like this one needs to get dropped down a bit. Actually, it's this one that needs to get dropped down. I don't know why rhythmically this works better, but I feel like it does. Well, maybe it doesn't. Oh, I have 4 minutes left. Yeah, that works way better. But thankfully, I'm pretty much done. So I'm gonna do my standard mastering, which is leaves some things to be desired, but at least it does the basic job of making things seem a little bit more in sync. You know, I don't understand why the pedal keeps going on these. Is that really not triggering off? It is not. There. Problem solved. So the mastering job is just basically bringing the volumes up to something that resembles not negative 16 dB. I also do a little bit of work making sure that there are no crazy peaks when it comes to the bass. Oops. When it comes to the bass and the treble, but for the most part, I try to not manipulate that too much. Just a little bit of that, and then I go to the loud part, which is right here. And then I just do make sure everything is pretty well. And watch your ears because I'm going to raise the volume a bit. Okay. So let's listen to the whole song, and that'll pretty much get us to the end of the challenge. You know, for coming into this, not really knowing what I was going to do today, I think this turned out really well. sidechain action here. Not a lot. I actually need to do it on a lot of things. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I usually do not like fade outs, but in this case, it feels wholly appropriate. Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you, everybody, for sticking around and watching this stream, this 2-hour Trek challenge, where I created a song in the span of 2 hours. Makes me happy to be able to do that for you guys. If you're watching this on Twitch, which you guys are, thank you so much for hanging out and being a part of this experience. And I will be posting this video to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ben_Burns, or plus Ben_Burns because it's prefaced with a plus. You can find me on Twitter at Ben_Burns, and that's BURNES. And if you are watching this on YouTube, which is the rest of you, Ollie, do stick around because I do want to talk about that that tape stop stuff, or that tape effect. But if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching this. Consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel because I will be posting these every Wednesday, or every Thursday, really, because it takes a day to process and post the video. Especially since I have that little gap in the middle that I need to cut out. And yeah, for everybody, please consider sharing this on social media and everywhere else. If you found this video interesting, I should preface it with that. If you found this video interesting, please consider sharing it on social media and so forth, because that helps so much. You don't even understand. Although most of you are probably content creators, so you probably do understand. Anyway, so that's basically wrapping up this part of the stream. And I just wanted to say I genuinely do thank everybody for showing up and watching these videos. It means a lot to me. So I have exported this song, so I will just leave it at that. And Ollie, I will show you 2 different ways, and I'm just going to keep the stream going. I'll just post this on YouTube because why not? Finished projects. I have 2 different ways that I do the tape stuff, and one of them was from the Maker's Eden Act 2 Power Station, and I worry about opening this because there might be stuff that I just don't have anymore. But the general thing is the same. Yeah, so it's so fucking small. That shouldn't matter. Oh yeah, I'm missing some contact crap, which is fine. I don't need to do the water harp because it's at the end. Oh my god, what are you missing? Just skip all. I don't care. Oh, it's Max for Live. Let's see if it crashes Ableton. Whoa, we might be good. This does use Max for Live. So hopefully it doesn't crash Ableton. Okay, good. So this is Power Station. This was a super fun song to write because I actually pulled a YouTube video, just a random Let's Play, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a soundtrack feel without like it being associated with any kind of visual, or like an action movie feel without being associated with a visual thing. And oh shoot. So I am missing something here. Okay, well I'll show you what I did. I'll load up the song. Act 2 Power Station. That should be playing. Okay, that's playing. So what I did with this song is I loaded up, or I just took a random YouTube Let's Play. It was like some zombie game or something, because I wanted it to be kind of like creepy and crawling around and just like trying to escape. And it creates this really cool feeling that it's like associated with video, but there's no video because I deleted, like I removed the video once I got going on it. But like all the timings are kind of weird and off, and it just feels like there's like something, there's something going on with it. But this song is also like 7 minutes or 10 minutes long, so I don't really expect to go through the whole thing. But you can see that there's like parts of it that are just like offbeat because they're like lining up with the video that I don't even have here anymore. I really do love this song though. I don't want to blow out the speakers, and I want to make sure that I can still be heard. Anyway, I'll skip through this song, but there's like this piano bit coming up. Stream is gone. Hopefully it comes back. Ollie? Okay, good. It's back. So yeah, it goes to like this piano bit, which I really like. Which is this section right here. And then it gets super cinematic, like fight scene. Which is this section right here. Like in the video, I think he's fighting zombies or something. Or like a boss came out. And then it kind of revisits the original theme. And then it gets into this whole like Tron-esque section. And this is like he was crawling through some air ducts or something. And then it goes back to the main theme. And then in the end here, and the end is what I wanted to talk about. So I kind of reprised the piano section that was at the beginning. And then I bring in this tape stuff over here. And that's what I want to talk about. I guess I could have just started there, but I kind of wanted to give context for where all this was coming from. So I have this kind of vinyl tape sound. I'm going to bring up the volume and shut up for a second. You can hear like... hear those little pops are changing. So it's a very subtle effect, but I love it, and it took me forever to figure out. And really, I think it only affects the Rhodes. Yeah, so I have this frequency shifter here. and I have a Max for Live envelope follower. So basically what's happening is I have this recording of record noise, and I think I still have it. It's just not linked for some reason. Yeah, so I have... Yeah, shut up for a second. So I have this field recording, or recording of just record, like, dust. So what I have is I have an envelope follower, basically meaning that it follows the volume envelope of this. So when something gets really loud, it's linked to this frequency shifter. So when there's a loud crackle or pop in this recording of the record, it actually ducks down. It actually dips the frequency down. So it feels like the record's like skipping and trying to keep pace while it's going, like digging through all of this various grain and other crap in there. And it's just kind of automates the whole process, which was awesome because otherwise it'd be a huge pain in the butt to do. So that's the first way that I did this. And obviously I had other EQ and stuff on it as well to just kind of give it that feeling of a record. And that was a lot of fun. And let me see if I can find the other project. Actually, first, Ollie, if you have any questions about that, I would love to answer them. But yeah, I'll play it again. And it's not super obvious, and that's one of the reasons why I like it. It took a while to get like the sweet spot for that. You should have an envelope follower in Bitwig. Bitwig has stuff like that ingrained, but no, I don't think it's called an envelope follower. But you should be able to link like the volume output from one effect to a dial of another one. I'm not super familiar with Bitwig, but I know like the 1.1 or 1.2 patch gave you a lot of stuff to use in that regard. So the other project that used tape effects, let's see. Where was it? I think it was the Just Drive soundtrack. So tape compilation project. This is probably going to come back with a ton of errors. No, don't save changes. Ton of errors basically for just audio that doesn't exist anymore because I've changed computers like 3 times. Yeah, so that's not going to work. There's nothing here. So I did kind of the same thing, except this time I manually did the frequency shifting. And this is actually on the master channel, so I'm changing everything. But this is the Just Drive soundtrack, which is super old, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Basically, the idea was to create like a really old mixtape. You're just driving around in a car, and you have like this mixtape that you listen to. I even have the sound of a cassette starting. It was... But you can see, like, I automate all this stuff. So at like 40 seconds in or something, it'll have a big dip. Or a dip, not maybe a big one, but... I do like the songs on this too. It's very old. Maybe not. Oh, there it was. So it's like super subtle. There should be another one coming up in a little bit where it goes like this. Yep, I have a couple cassette players. So there should be another one in like 15 seconds. Like right here. Yeah, it was right there. So that's basically, I did it manually this time, and I was crazy OCD about this one. So this is side A right here, and this is side B, and the defects on side A are mirrored on side B. So all the little ticks are exactly opposite. So you can see it goes down, kind of down, and then up, and that's down, kind of down, and then up there. So I was crazy OCD about this one. I have no idea why. Additionally, with this one, after I recorded this, I actually ran it through a tape player like 3 times, which is why you get this lovely, lovely noise in the background when there's nothing there. Eventually. So you can hear that like electric hum in the background, and I got really crazy OCD with this soundtrack, but I really, really like it. It is available on Bandcamp if you're interested. I think it's like $1. Maybe it's $2. Abstractionmusic.bandcamp.com. Just Drive mixtape OST. So yeah, it's $2, and it's 10 songs, and then it has the mixtape, and the mixtape's 11 minutes and 11 seconds each side because I thought it would be cute. Oh yeah, never mind. You already have it. I guess to those watching on YouTube, if you're interested in downloading this album, you can find it on Bandcamp at abstractionmusic.bandcamp.com. Click over on the More Releases button on the side and scroll down to the Just Drive mixtape OST. There, you'll be able to listen to the whole soundtrack, and if you like it, you can buy it for $2 or more if you... Okay, I'll stop. Either way, I really love this soundtrack. Some of the songs are kind of flops, but I also made this in like a couple weeks. It was a ton of fun to just like think about the music I listened to in the 90s and try to emulate it. And do my own thing too, but it was cool. So yeah, on that note, I think I am done for today. My voice is actually starting to give out a little bit, which is cool. I'm more than happy to talk to people. And it has been a very, very fun stream, and I'm glad that things turned out great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this Torpor song to SoundCloud, and then I am also going to work on getting this video up to YouTube. So again, to those who have watched this whole thing, which I think, Ollie, you are the winner there, and I really, really appreciate it. It means a ton to me that I have people willing to sit down and participate in this stream for 2.5 flippin' hours. Beyond that, if you're watching this on YouTube, I really do appreciate you sticking around and doing all sorts of cool things. So that's all I got today. I will be back next Wednesday and possibly sooner, depending on what's going on. Oh, geez. Yeah, get some sleep, man. This will be recorded on YouTube. You subscribe to me, so you'll see it tomorrow morning. You didn't have to stick around if it's 2 or 1 in the morning. But I sincerely appreciate it. It means a lot. So, yeah. That's all I got. You guys have a great evening, or in your case, Marzel Barzel. Have a great morning when you wake up, because geez, dude. So yeah. You guys have a good night. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Signing off. I need to get like a sign off thing, so I'm just going to click stop streaming now. Bye, guys.